say how pleased were you with your start at all?
Yeah, very pleased. Obviously, it's been an exceptional couple of weeks for the lads. To be part of the group's been very special, and obviously to get a good start for myself personally, but also the team in one-day cricket as this part of the tour starts is important.
How do you feel your form is? How do you feel your bowling is?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I've been lucky enough to play some 2020 in New Zealand for Central Districts. It went reasonably well, so kind of coming in after a decent amount of cricket. So looking forward to tomorrow and the rest of the series.
You mentioned joining the squad and the atmosphere off the back of an Ashes series win. How has it been different? Have you noticed a change in the boys, increased confidence?
I think there's obviously increase of confidence, and but still that kind of steely focus to do really well in these 2020 one days leading into a World Cup. But yeah, the boys are flying, and there's plenty of energy in the group, and obviously there's a huge amount of confidence, and the guys are buzzing to go for these games.
In terms of mindset, how much does it help? Given the test side did so well over the Aussies, how much does that give you guys in one day's psychological advantage?
I think it's more about us more than psychological advantage. I think there is just a hugely positive vibe in the camp, and I think not just this test series, but I think over the last 2 years, I think the team's been playing some really good cricket in the three forms: test, one days and 2020. So there's always been, since I've been back in the team, there's always been a huge amount of confidence in not in preparation and in matches.
Michael, the 2020 game is obviously gaining importance, but is there still a hint of exhibition game about these next two matches?
Certainly not. I mean, obviously, we're lucky enough to win the World Cup in Barbados and played the Aussies in the final. It was a great game, and I think 2020 is now a very serious form of the game, as the competitions around the world show, and I think everyone's fully focused in these games, and it is about keeping that momentum going.
And is it as much about competition within the team for the spots looking ahead to the one-day series and then of course the World Cup?
I think there's a kind of element of that, because that's what good teams do. There's always a kind of competitiveness to try and get yourself in the team and stay there, because there's someone desperate to get in the team, and everyone wants to be part of a successful team, and I'm no different, and none of the lads are any different to that, and that's why I think we've had the success. There's always been that kind of competition for places.
Has there been a bit of time for Australia?
I think Australia is still regarded as the best one-day team in the world, and we respect them. They've still got some mighty fine players, and I don't think that should ever be forgotten. We have huge respect for them, and it's going to be a big challenge kind of playing one-day cricket on Australian soil and leading into a World Cup. So I don't think there's never a good time or a bad time to play anyone, because they'll be kind of hurting from the Ashes, and they'll be desperate to beat us, and we'll be desperate to keep the momentum going.
Who stands out for you, mate, from the Australians?
I think in 2020, they've got a hugely powerful middle order, and obviously pace up front with the bowling. But I think they're a very good team, as we found out in the World Cup in the 2020 and in the West Indies. So it's going to be a great game. Should be a great spectacle.
Well, obviously the camp's very positive, but it looks like you're all getting along very well. I'm loving the camp.
Yeah, I think that's the key. I don't know which way it goes around, whether you have love in the camp, as you say. It brings results, or results bring that kind of love. I think, but I think there is a real positive feel, and I think just being in a few days, I think everyone's kind of willing everyone else's performance as well, not just worrying about their own performance. I think there's definitely a feel-good factor that when Belly gets 100, everyone's itching for Belly to get 100 yesterday, and it's a really positive place to be.
Very intense, or long, less warm-up out there with a lot of concentration on fitness and fielding. Is that just a part and parcel of the 2020 game? I
think it's part and parcel of kind of the way, I suppose, the two Andys go about it. I think there is definitely an emphasis on fielding, and that was shown in the Test matches. The way they fielded in the Test matches, obviously a high standard, and obviously there is a massive amount of fitness in. I don't think it's just England. I think it's all over the world. Every team works hard on their fitness and fielding.
That fielding was crucial, though, wasn't it, during the Ashes series, and even more important now?
Yeah, I think as important. I don't think even more important. I think it's crucial to hold your catches, and that opportunity to get a run out is massively important, whether it's a 5-day game or 20 over games. So I think there is a huge emphasis on that.
There's a record at stake as well. The 8th consecutive 2020 win. I mean, how big a feat would that be if it was achieved?
Yeah, I think it's a huge feat. I think one thing this team's about is about kind of breaking records and achieving things, and I think this is another opportunity to do that, and win tomorrow night will give us that world record, and everyone's aware of it, and everyone wants to to break it.